Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport in the brick city, beautiful Ocala, Florida. I'm joined this morning, as I am every day, by Galen Unall from Life South. He's brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Ship. Galen, good morning to you.
Tom, how are you today?
You know, if I got any better, I wouldn't know the difference. I'll be honest with you. It's a lovely day. I woke up above the ground. It's always better to be seen and heard than viewed and not heard. So I'm in good shape this morning.
Not sure if that's true. I mean, heaven seems like a good place to be.
Well, given the unknown, I'll just stay here until it's my turn to go. How about that? How about that?
All right. You just got to make the best you can of what
and
you got here.
You know how us Catholics are. We start in a warmer place anyway, and we have to graduate.
That's true.
So we have to graduate.
That's true. Yeah, so that is valid.
I'm not trying to rush. It's hot enough in Florida. I'm not trying to rush it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. I respect that.
Just not trying to rush it. So let's start the morning off with. I don't even know how to address this. Last night there was a made-for-TV drama or reality show or whatever the hell you want to call what happened in Congress last night on primetime TV. It is exactly nothing new was presented. We've seen the videos. We know what Liz Cheney thinks. We know what other Republicans think. We know what Democrats think. We know who's been charged with the crimes of insurrection and everything. Last night was a waste of taxpayer dollars and a way, to me, an attempt to try to draw us away from the actual issues of the day, which are gases. The national average is $5 a gallon. The mortgage rate is up to 5.3%. A year ago, it was under 3%. Inflation, a gallon of milk now is over $4. Eggs are pushing $4. Bread's at $4. There's a lot bigger issues than these idiots that on January 6th of 2020, by the way, I meant 2021, excuse me, a year and a half ago, that are now facing prosecution for what they did. There's a lot more Congress could be doing to help us as Americans than having this Hollywood stunt of a hearing last night. Am I just overreacting?
No, I watched zero of it. But this was an opportunity for Liz Cheney to get back at Donald Trump for everything that he did to her, and to his family and her family. I'm amazed that, for what, 2 decades, Dick Cheney was the most hated man in Washington, D.C., right? The most hated man in D.C. And now his daughter is the most loved person in D.C. So it just all, again, they hired a producer from ABC who is known for producing reality TV shows, and they turned that into a reality TV show. I didn't watch it. I don't know who did. I'm sure if you wanted to believe that January 6th was an insurrection, then you watched it. And if you didn't, you did. But, if you look at the images that happened with Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing, it was identical, and I didn't agree with that either. So I'm against it. I think if you storm the Capitol, you should be prosecuted.
Yeah, well, I believe that as well. And, I don't need a made-for-Hollywood TV after-school dynasty in Dallas made special to tell me that.
Right. On the same day that there was the largest increase in fuel costs in a long time. Outside of the pandemic, there was a couple of blips. Nobody noticed that it's, Brent crude's over 112. I don't know what it ended up closing at.
Gases went up 62 cents in the last 31 days. in the United States.
Yeah, it's at 487, I think.
The
here
national
now.
average is 499. The national average is 499. Brent crude is at 124 a barrel, and WTI crude is at 122 a barrel.
Oh, mine's going to sell today. Because, again, I told you it was going to be at 125. And I also said it was going to be at $5 a gallon before July 4th. And you laughed at me.
I laughed. I did. And then it went down, and it looked like we were all, you were not the smart guy, and we were. And then all of a sudden, we were wrong.
I can explain why it went down. When you release the reserves, the Federal Reserves, you have about 2 weeks' worth. And what it did is it drove down the price for about 2 weeks. And again, this president's answer is wind and solar, and then he goes on Jimmy Fallon and talks about how, everybody hates him. Well, the media hates him. Like, are you crazy? I mean, you've done nothing right in the 2 years that you've been in office. You've done nothing right.
Yeah, the national average, according to AAA gas prices right now, $4.99. In Florida, the Florida state average is $4.82. Okay, but the Marion County average, $4.81. So we're right at the state average, $4.81.
Oh, it's gone up because I've just passed my 4th gas station of the day.
Yeah, it was $4.89 where I was. So yeah.
$4.89.
According to Gas Buddy, the cheapest price in town as of 18 minutes ago, Sam's Club at $4.53.
Yeah, $4.89.
Yeah, I got it last night at $4.79, and then this morning drove by the same gas station. It was $4.89.
This is the life that we've created. We've got a border that's an. I read a stat yesterday, and I don't know how many people know this. Do you know how many illegal immigrants, because that's what they are, illegal immigrants.
They're lawbreakers.
Southern border in the month of May. Do you know how many?
I'm going to take a stab, say 60,000.
285,000.
Shut the front door. Oh, wait, the back door's open. What's it matter?
In the month of May. Right? So just think of what...
A quarter of a million people. A 250,000 people in 1 month.
Right. And now you understand why they're trying to send them to just these late night flights all over the place. 285,000 in a month. In a month. And you remember we used to make these huge big deals out of the caravans?
Yes.
The 15,000 caravans. They have a 15,000 plus caravan coming to the border every 2 days now. They have a huge summit, right, to discuss immigration.
Yeah,
Mexico refuses to show up.
Do you know why Mexico refuses to show up?
Yeah, because the Biden administration isn't even incorporating them into the solution.
No, that's not why. That's not why.
Go ahead.
I read 2 articles about it last night, and then watched 3 different national news broadcasts today. Mexico is protesting Joe Biden, but not because he refuses to work with them, to talk with them about how to address this problem. He is there touting democracy, freedom, and democracy and an open exchange, and yet the Biden administration said they would not come if the invitations for Venezuela and Cuba were not taken away. They don't want them there. They cannot have them there. And Mexico goes, look, they're part of the Americas. If you want to talk about democracy, what better way to do it than to have them here and make them have to listen to talks about democracy? But the Biden administration said, nope, if they are invited, we're not coming. Forced the meeting of the Americas to withdraw the invitations to Venezuela and Cuba. And so Mexico says, well, if that's how you're going to play, we're not coming either. That was the catalyst behind Mexico not being there.
Oh, good. Well, and again, I believe you have to talk to people.
Yes.
I mean,
how can you as Joe Biden? It's the meeting of Americas. How do you get to dictate who comes and who doesn't come?
But he's buying oil from them, and he won't buy oil from the Canadians for some reason. and by the way, you're not going to meet anybody who's more anti-Canadian than me. I'm as anti-Canadian as you could possibly get. I just don't think they should drive. They're the nicest human beings on the planet, right? Why are you not willing to buy oil from the Canadians? That doesn't make sense to me in any way, shape, or form. Is Trudeau an idiot? Yes, but at least take their oil.
So last night, Jimmy Kimmel, Joe Biden went on Jimmy Kimmel, and so.
Fallon.
No, it was
Jimmy Kimmel or Fallon?
It was Kimmel.
I don't know.
Jimmy Kimmel.
All right.
And somebody fact-checked, because the Democrats like to fact-check. They fact-check every chance they get. So somebody that I trust implicitly fact-checked Joe Biden last night, his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel. And they go, I just fact-checked that interview and found all of his stats wrong, even down to our kids have the best education. We're ranked 38 out of 71 first world countries in education. And how can you lower the deficit when you added over $1 trillion to it? Oh, and the economy? Well, it's easy to reduce unemployment when you go from a shutdown to reopening. I do agree with one statement he made, though. This is the United States, and we can do anything. That is true no matter who says it. I trust the person that fact-checked that with my life. Because she's my wife. And he did say we have the best education system in the world. Japan would argue with that.
Well, we can discuss if you want. I mean, if you're ready, I could talk about how the educational rankings and how they work.
No, I understand. I understand that it's all subjective, but I'm taken back to remember the opening to the Newsroom. Did you ever watch that three season series?
Yeah, absolutely.
Remember the opening to that? It's one of the best monologues you'll ever watch in television history. It's where he goes, "Why are we the best country in the world?" He goes, "We're not, but we damn sure used to be." And then he goes off about education and everything, freedom and everything. It's just, we're not the only democracy. There's a lot of free country. It just reminds me of that statement. We want to, and believe me, I believe that I live in the best country in the world because of the freedoms afforded to me by the Constitution. I don't believe I live in the best country in the world because our education system is solid, because I was in the education system for a while. I got out of the education system because it is anything but solid. So when you say we got the best education system in the world, we may have the most freest education system in the world. Not monetarily. I mean, in the things that are taught.
I'm going to argue one point, and I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole. And you look at the systems we have in place, whether it's there's a reason that people from all over the world want to come and study in the United States. So we do have, but it's also for everyone. So if you look at our highest education, it's some of the best in the world. And if you look at our rudimentary or elementary, or not everybody goes to till you're 18. And in many cultures, you don't get the privilege of going to high school unless you're in the top tier.
I said freedom-wise, it's better than anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's why the education, I think we're not really comparing apples to oranges.
Freedom-wise, it's the best. Freedom-wise, because people have access to it and everything, it is a lot better. But I mean the actual in-classroom education. The public school system teaches to the least intelligent. And the other ones have to, just hang out. We'll get to you in a minute. Well, what about IB classes? Yeah, they're that, but they're not in elementary school. Okay? I was in classrooms.
By the way, that's coming. They've already got it in middle schools now.
It used to be, and then they took it away. They took it away in the 70s. It used to be that way.
Yeah, it's coming.
And it's coming back. Of course it is. But we are not the best. Purely from educational standpoint, until you get to higher education, our public school systems are not good in general on the whole. Until you get to the college level, they're just not. Now, when you get to the college level, we have quite possibly the greatest institutions. Even if you say they try to indoctrinate and everything.
They're a bunch of leftists.
Yeah, even if you say that, the research and the intelligence and the education that you can get from there is second to none in the world at our institutions.
I will tell you, and again, I've lived in other countries, and our education compared to some of these other countries is pretty incredible. Even again, the fact that we have input in our schools makes a big difference because not every country is even allowed that opportunity.
Yeah, I'm not arguing with the freedoms of education. We got better freedoms of education than any other country in the world because we have better freedoms than any other country in the world. But and again, I think the pandemic turned a lot of this on its head. I think everybody's the whole I trust what my child is doing in their classroom with that teacher is gone. I think now everybody wants to make sure that they know who their teacher is, and that they understand what their teacher's fundamental values are, because apparently it's really important for that teacher to share your values, because that teacher now, if they don't, they're just going to try to indoctrinate your child into. Well, and that's the thing. Education in the last 30, 40 years, teachers have quit teaching education and started teaching social reform. And that's a sad thing.
Well,
a science teacher is supposed to teach science. A math teacher is supposed to teach math. A history teacher is supposed to teach history. None of them are supposed to teach social reform. None. We got to take a break. We got to take a break. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Got the last word on that. I had more.
We'll be right back after this timeout. Hey, do you know there's an Italian bakery in Ocala? Well, there is. It's the Magnolia Italian Bakery, where you can get the best Italian specialties. We have Italian and New York cheesecakes, fresh-made cannolis, cream puffs, eclairs, and even custom and gourmet cakes. We even serve hot and cold lunch daily. I suggest you try the Italian special number 3. We even cater big and small events. So call ahead, 352-207-2667. Visit the Magnolia Italian Bakery. Manja. God bless.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back. Galen, you know, I had to cut him off in mid-sentence. He'll ramble, so you got to cut him off sometimes. But I want him to finish his thought. Go ahead and finish your thought, Galen.
Oh, I don't completely remember what it is. Again, teachers used to focus on, the curriculum.
Not social reform.
That's why we need testing, because it forces teachers to be judged on something other than this arbitrary thing. And so standardized testing, as much as people hate it, has a place because it forces these school systems, these administrators, our school board, right, everybody to focus on that test, because if you don't do well on that test, it's going to reflect poorly on you. That's why standardized testing is important. Think of where we would be in this state without standardized testing. I mean, we had to pass a law. We had to pass a law so that kids weren't taught their own sexuality and their teacher's sexuality in first grade, Tom. In first grade, these teachers wanted to indoctrinate these kids. So if we don't have a test for them to take and to teach to, where would we be?
Well, there's not a standardized test for history. That's all I care about.
And we could argue that there should be.
There should be.
Right? And there are.
There certainly is.
There
Certainly is.
But it's not just for, but there is for math, there is for reading.
There is for
right?
science,
and
yeah.
For science, some basics. And again, that's why I'm for standardized testing. That's all.
I thought it was because you owned stock in the Scantron company. That's why I thought you liked standardized
They don't
testing.
even do Scantron anymore. It's amazing how fast you can get your SAT scores back in 10 days. I remember
it used to be. It was like, oh yeah, I took the SAT. I remember I took the SAT on a Saturday. I took the SAT Saturday morning at Peachtree High School. I took the ACT Saturday afternoon at Dunwoody High School, same day. My ACT results came back, I think like 6 or 7 weeks later. My SAT results, 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And you waited by, here's something, kids, that you might not remember, that kids won't remember, but everybody our age will. I went, after about 4 weeks, every day I was waiting on the postman at the mailbox. Every day.
Yeah.
I was waiting like a Sports Illustrated. Was waiting like the Sports Illustrated was coming in.
Swimsuit edition?
Exactly.
I took mine on the USS Sterett, and I don't remember taking it, but apparently I did. And I got these results like 5 or 6 months later, and that's when the chaplain or who I don't
said, son. That's when they said, son, the Navy is your calling.
No, he actually said, he goes, look, you need to do something with these scores. These are good enough. And I'm like, well, I graduated high school with a pretty low GPA. And he goes, well, let's find out what it is.
1.8.
So he pulled my transcript. 1.75.
No, never mind, son. Never mind.
Yeah, and then he's like, and then he's like, look, we're gonna take some English classes on the ship. Like, this is fantastic. This guy's going to get me into college. A month later, he's off the boat. A month later, that's all right. And then of course my captain wanted me to go to the Naval Academy. No. That's a different story.
Annapolis.
Yeah, different.
You'd have been the first cadet with a 1.75 grade point average.
Well, he had a plan. He wanted me to go to the Virgin Islands, which is shore duty, but you get paid for sea duty because it's on an amphibious boat. And I would have had to re-enlist for 6 years. At the end of the 6 years, he would have gotten me into the academy. So, but during that time, I would have had to basically go to community college and get my GPA up.
And you'd have been, like 38 when you got to the academy.
Yeah, he got my orders. He goes, here's your orders, son. And he was a great guy. He was on my softball team for the ship. And he joined we had an open tryout. He shows up, and I walked up to him. I said, look, Captain, on this field, I'm in charge. And he looked dead at me. He goes, no, you're not.
And by the way, he was right.
Well, he played third base. And he's like, well, I'm the third baseman. And I looked at my best friend,
hey,
and I said, Polo, you're not the third baseman.
We blew right to the news. Stand by.
Yeah.
Trooper, after being shot, returned fire, ending the rampage. The unnamed suspect was hospitalized in unknown condition. Smithsburg is just an hour's drive northwest of Baltimore. A tourism helicopter from K&S Helicopters carrying 6 people crashed Wednesday evening in a Hawaiian lava field that was there on the Big Island. The 50-year-old male pilot and an 18-year-old female passenger were in serious condition following the crash. NHL playoff hockey continues Saturday evening. Tampa Bay Lightning at the New York Rangers. Tampa leads the series 3-2. USA Radio News.
When you need your tech working its best, Staples has you covered.
My PC has 3 speeds: slow, slower, and slowest.
Staples has you covered during our free PC tune-up event, Saturday the 18th and Sunday the 19th. Bring your existing PC to any Staples store and we'll remove junk files, improve your startup and operating speeds, and optimize your device's performance with a 1-year subscription for PC tune-up software. A $30 value free. Your tech solution is at Staples. In-store only, Windows devices only. Appointments encouraged by phone or in-store.
New message.
Hey, girlfriend, it's Carol from jury duty. We never actually spoke, but I saw you ordered the same hoagie as me at lunch. What are the chances? Anywho, I heard you just got a boat. We should totally grab some hoagies and take it out for a spin.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Do I want to feel the wind in my hair? Guilty as charged. Oh, seriously, let's ride on your boat.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Nirvana, Ocala's premier medical spa, is leading the way in great skin with all the newest in treatment options, offering prejuvenation for younger clients and rejuvenation for all ages. Nirvana knows you want to look your very best. We want you to look like you, just better, brighter and younger, with all the newest and best in technology and all in the most beautiful surroundings. Like Nirvana Medical Spa on Facebook and find them on the web at nirvanamedicalspa.com. Become a better, brighter and younger you.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
People here are raving about QC Kinetics and how regenerative medicine has changed their life. People like Helen, an avid mountain climber who got sidelined when an accident left her knees in constant pain.
I was not able to train or do really anything on my knee.
Helen was told surgery would be her only option. But then she found QC Kinetics and was treated with natural biologics designed to repair and restore tissue in her knees. 3 months later, she was climbing the highest mountain in North America.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain. I began treatment in March, and I summited Denali June the 7th. It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Get your life back with lasting results. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
Do you suffer from joint pain or anxiety? Natural Life CBD Kratom and Kava can help. Our CBD certified associates will consult with you. Chocolate, gummies, CBD oil. We have Delta 8 products with quality you can trust, all held to the highest standard. Natural Life has 2 locations to serve you, open 7 days a week, located in the S-Curve and in the Heathbrook Shopping Plaza. Give them a call at 352-355-3040. And if you stop in and tell them you heard it on WOCA, you'll receive 10% off your entire purchase.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Friday. You know, Friday we do weird and wacky things, and usually I don't talk about the tweet of the week on Friday until later in the show. But with Galen on the radio this morning, Galen, you know, brought to you by Penn Flooring, Just Shipped, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. I thought he would enjoy this tweet of the week, so I'm going to read the tweet of the week, Galen, from this week. It's my favorite tweet. I look and I search and I find, and I write down a few of them, and then one I pick, and it's the favorite one, and this one is great. It's from SGR STK, or Sergeant Stick, I guess is who it is. but at SGRSTK. And here's the tweet of the week. And it's an informative tweet. This is one of the things that make Twitter, responsible. A fact is information minus emotion. An opinion is information plus experience. Ignorance is an opinion lacking information. Stupidity is an opinion that ignores a fact. I think that's fantastic. A fact is information minus emotion. A fact is information minus emotion. An opinion is information plus experience. Ignorance is an opinion lacking information. And stupidity is an opinion that ignores facts. I think that's a great tweet.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I think it covers it all. That's
right. Yeah, there you go. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Who wrote that?
At SGRSTK.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. Sergeant Stick. I don't know. Who knows? Esger Stick, or I don't know. I'm trying to say it comes up with nothing for me.
Sure.
So, but the tweet is 100% accurate.
Sure.
And I thought you would enjoy that tweet. I thought for once you'd say that tweet that may be the reason Twitter was invented. That tweet right there.
That's right. That's right. It's hard to argue it. Sure.
Well, it covers everything. Fact, opinion, ignorance, and stupidity. And they're all intertwined.
Yeah.
Just ask Joe Biden.
Yeah. One leads to another for some dang reason.
Hey, let's talk about what we've been talking about all week. Let's go to that. Yesterday, the young man who broke put the Phil Mickelson quote out there that the Saudis were scary, and the words he used, and acknowledged the murder reporters and everything. Well, somehow he gets credentials to the LIV press conference yesterday for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
Alan Shipnuck. And he was then escorted out of the interview area because he started going to asking Greg Norman something, or I guess anyway asked Phil something. Anyway, it was a big to-do where they escorted a reporter out of the proceedings, a la the PGA. So this league has a lot in common with the PGA.
Yeah, I thought it was a bad look.
It was terrible.
Let him ask the question. You don't have to. Reporters have a right to ask questions. You don't have to answer.
And Mickelson said that. It's not like Mickelson didn't say it.
Yeah. Just don't answer it.
It was a bad look to me. It was a bad look to have him escorted out of the building. And you were right, by the way, yesterday. They started yesterday, not today.
Yeah, I knew that, but that's okay. I don't always want to correct you on everything.
And then while the tournament was starting, just to push the buttons a little bit more, the PGA Tour releases a statement right about the same time the tournament was starting that anybody that played in that tournament that was a PGA member is suspended now. And they listed the list. They were suspended and could face further action. That this was a serious breach of contract, although I didn't know they had a contract. I thought they were independent. Thought they were independent workers. But when asked about it, Dustin Johnson goes, "The USGA said all I needed to hear." That was his quote. The USGA said all I needed to hear. The PGA now, doesn't the PGA look like the kid that took his ball?
For everybody.
Doesn't the PGA Tour look like the kid that took his ball home because he thought everybody would follow him home and beg him for the ball back?
Sure.
And now he's angry because nobody followed him home?
Well, and again, the PGA Tour knows that every tournament they play on the LIV is one less they're going to play on the PGA Tour. And these guys, the way they're slowly coming around and only playing in 15 tournaments a year, they don't want to lose that, right? They don't want to.
But it's been happening for years. If they didn't want to lose that, they wouldn't let people go. Why do they let Tiger Woods only play 15 tournaments a year in the PGA, but yet he gets to go to Dubai and the United Emirates, and if he wants to play in Europe for a fee, he can. But, where's the problem except for This is a league that's throwing money and throwing PGA type money and more. And so the PGA sees the threat where they don't see a threat from the South African tour or the Dubai stop or the European tour. They see an actual threat here, and they're trying to just stop this threat by refusing to allow their players to participate.
But you know why that's a threat? It's because they have all the money.
Of course.
They have more money than they have equal money to the PGA Tour.
If not more.
Right. Right.
I mean, the USGA's not worried about it. They have one major tournament a year, and they don't care. The Masters says, yeah, we know about people with a lot of money. Remember when we told CBS play the Masters commercial free?
Sure.
We know how this works. So the Masters doesn't care. And by the way, here's something I found very interesting. Okay? There are 4 major tournaments. The PGA Championship, the U.S. Open, the Open Championship, and the Masters. We knew the USGA made a statement saying, yeah, if you qualify for the USGA, you can play in the Open. We know the Masters, they may not invite these players. That's up to them, though, because they've said we invite who we want. The PGA Tour doesn't tell us who to invite. The Open Championship is just like the U.S. Open. The British Open, same way. If you qualify, the R&A's letting you play. And now the PGA of America said, we'll make a decision on whether these players get to play in our tournament or not. We're a separate entity from the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour can't like that statement by the PGA of America.
Yeah, I saw that. And if that could be a game changer, because now you can play in all 4 majors.
If the PGA of America says PGA Tour doesn't dictate what we do, we dictate what we do.
Sure.
That could be very problematic for the PGA Tour.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
And by the way, I watched last night. I went on YouTube and watched. Guess what? It's golf, folks. The same way we're used to watching it. The course doesn't look any different. The players' faces doesn't look any different. You know the people that are on the TV. And by the way, the golf was pretty good. Charles Schwartzel shot 5 under and is leading. And I couldn't tell the difference between the products, except that I was watching on YouTube instead of CBS.
And again, YouTube streams high def on your TV.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
I watched it on the 55-inch. Pulled up YouTube app right there. Right there.
It's not rocket science.
Somebody's going to have to. When is the PGA Tour going to say, okay, you called our bluff. We're done with this charade? Because isn't that what this really is a charade?
No. Why do you think it's a charade?
Because the PGA Tour is eventually going to let these stars play on their tour again.
Okay, so what do you mean by it being a charade, though?
How they're suspending people, and we're not letting you do this, and you can't do this, and we're drawing a line in the sand. None of that is working. So when is the PGA Tour going to say, okay, you got us, you called our bluff, and we got nothing else, so you're welcome back?
I guess. I don't know if it's a charade, though. I don't like that term. The fact of the matter is this is a real event being put on, and
no, I'm not saying this is a charade. I'm not saying this is a charade and everything. I'm saying the way the PGA Tour is acting, like a kid taking their ball and going home, and we're going to throw you off our league and everything. It's saber rattling. It's not real. They're not going to keep.
You mean the PGA Tour is not real?
Yeah, their actions are not real. They know that they're not going to be. They know that now they can't stop these guys, and they're going to have them back on. It would be like, to me.
I'm not sure I agree with that. What would you? In this an honest question.
Uh-huh.
What response do you want the PGA Tour to do? Because this is more important to you than anybody else I've talked to. Nobody else cares about this as much as
I want the PGA Tour to say, hey, we welcome good competition. We're still the best tour in the world. If you want to go play on that tour, go play. But know that, we have tournaments over here. and you can play over here too, and you'll be able to find out that we're still the better tour, no matter how much money they got. We've been doing this longer. We're better at it than they are. So go find that out. Go see if the grass is greener. You're going to find out it isn't. And once you find that out, come back, because we're bigger than you and everything, and so we don't have to restrict you from anything. Go do what you need to do, and you'll find the grass isn't greener, because we're better at this. We've been doing it longer. That's what the PGA's reaction should have been, in my opinion.
But you can't. But you understand they can't do that, because again, every tournament that Dustin Johnson plays in is one less tournament he's going to play in the PGA Tour, and he only plays in
He's only playing 15 out of 50 anyway. He's only playing 15 of the 50 anyway.
Okay. I mean, I guess that would be a better response than what they've done, for sure. So, okay.
It just, I don't know. I'm a huge golf fan, and I think the PGA Tour is acting like a sniveling 5-year-old. That's all.
I really believe the average golf fan doesn't care.
Well, I'm not the average golf fan, pal. I'm much
No,
more
you're
than
not.
that.
I get it. I get
more
it.
than that.
To me, this is just like an inter-team squabble. But then again, you're a guy who watches, football, professional football in June. So, I don't know.
Well, I do, and I watch it kind of stupid too. I DVR it and then go back and watch missed blocks and stuff like that. So, and complain about how could that guy miss that block? So I'm kind of an idiot that way. I'll give you that.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hey,
sounds like it.
Speaking of idiots, my idiot fandom of the New York Rangers got just trounced last night again, as they get you right on the edge of your seat and then let the Lightning rip your hearts out. And the Lightning win 2-1 to go up 3-2. It's coming back to Tampa, game 6.
They got an empty netter.
Right, they got an empty netter. That's right. They come back now. The Lightning will come back for game 6. I mean, I'm thinking the series is over.
Well, I think you're right. Again, Tampa Bay are the champs, and you can tell why they're the champs. They do all the little things. I thought the Rangers, they outskated them in the third period. They outplayed them in the third period. And then the Lightning got that goal with, again, under 2 minutes left. Again, and it's over. And my gosh, the defense for the Lightning were incredible. They're just a good, fundamental team, and they are a playoff experienced team.
They really are. They're in their last 12 series. They're 12-0.
Yeah, and
over 3 seasons. Over 3 seasons in the playoffs, they're 12-0.
The second goal by Palat was just simply incredible. I was like, okay, all right,
yeah,
you win. So.
It was a well-played game. It was a very good play. It was a well-played game on all sides.
It was under 2 minutes. It was under 2 minutes, and he just ripped it from the point. They cycle the puck. They throw it at the net. How in the world that puck went in, I don't know. I don't know how the first one went in. The goalkeeper, like, what happened? Where did that even come from? They just throw people at the net. And again, they're clutch, right? They're clutch. So.
I just looked at, I'm sorry, I got distracted. I just looked at the AAA gas prices again. Since we talked about it 40 minutes ago, AAA has increased it by 0.4 of a gallon. And I looked at Palm Beach County 30 minutes ago, and they were at $4.95. They're at $4.97 now. Just in 30 minutes, AAA's changed the prices.
Yeah, well,
Marion County
here we go.
went from $4.81 on AAA to $4.88 on AAA. Just in the last 30 minutes.
Sure.
So they've updated for today, and it's at $4.88 in Marion County for the average now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yep.
It makes me crazy. It makes me crazy. It just does.
Man, the Rangers just got their hearts ripped out.
They really
they go
did.
under 2. There's nothing you can do.
It's the life of a Rangers fan.
Now, we could talk about the finals right now if you want, because the Avalanche are the best team in hockey.
But that doesn't care. The Lightning don't care about that. The Lightning don't care about that.
No, they don't.
I mean,
and they also
didn't the Lightning come in as the 5th or 6th seed in this playoff?
Something like that.
Yeah.
None of that. The seeding never matters.
They don't care.
No. But Nathan McKinnon for the Avalanche is special. And it'll be interesting to see if the Lightning can stop.
But the beauty of seeing, I think, what do you think is the advantage? Because the Avalanche are sitting and resting and they're waiting, but the Lightning are playing and they'll come in if they beat New York in the next game, they'll come in all fresh skating. They're ready to go. They got momentum on their side. The Avalanche have been sitting and waiting for a while. Would you rather sit, rest, and wait? Or would you rather come right in off a series of 6 or 7 game series to get involved with this? Who do you think is going to have the advantage there? The Avalanche or Tampa?
Well, I think Tampa will. Now, if it was reversed, I would still think it was Tampa. Tampa's a very mature team. The Avalanche haven't been here before, right? They haven't won a Stanley Cup for a while. The Lightning have won it 2 years in a row. They appreciate the grind. The younger team needs to play more often. So if the Rangers somehow win the next 2 games and go on, I think it'll still benefit the Rangers. I think the Avalanche are just sitting there watching. And as you watch, the pressure builds. You know this, Tom, because you have no outlet for that pressure, right? You're more likely to get onto social media. You're more likely to text that buddy from high school or in the game of hockey, some guy you were on juniors with and go back and forth, and he's going to tell you how great you are. And what an opportunity. You're going to be on Lord Stanley's Cup. All of that adds to that pressure. And the longer they sit around and talk and hear how great they are, the tighter and tighter they become.
Yeah, it's just you hit it on the head. Maturity goes a long way, and I think Tampa Bay, either way, would relish because of their maturity. They would be good in either situation. Hey, so it's
again, and goaltending matters. And right now, the Lightning and even the Rangers, the goaltending has been outstanding in this series.
Hey,
so I don't expect that to change.
Just to help your morning along, which completely switching gears again.
I don't know how to say either one of their names.
Because the Associated Press just released, they just released an article it was literally at 8:47, so 5 minutes ago. The Treasury Department has announced that consumer pricing surged 8.6% last month from the 12 months earlier. On a month-to-month basis, pricing jumped a full percent from last month to this month, from April to May. Pricing jumped a full percent. It's the highest inflation we've seen in this country. Ready for this? Since 1982.
And the issue is this administration's dug such a huge hole. It's going to take a long time to get out of this hole, right? I mean that's where we're at.
A 1% jump just from April to May. 1%.
Unbelievable. Have they released the credit usage for May?
It may be in this article. $5 a gallon nationally. Bank of America Institute.
Huge.
Lower income households. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, credit. Are you ready for this? Credit card increase usage. Okay, from last year, 12 months ago to this time, up 37%.
And what that
But wait. From last month to this month, from April to May,
that's the big one.
It's up 7.5%.
So, and again, that's the one you have to watch, because that means people are putting more money onto their credit card and less money into your local shops and restaurants and everything else. And with gas prices being up, we're 3 months away from a recession. Period. And again, you look at the hiring freezes that are starting to happen within even the medical community. We're headed to a recession. I know some local builders laid off some people last week, and more of that's coming because the building market is going to crash.
I talked to somebody that works in a local hospital here. And this is not being reported. I talked to this person. They're They're a nurse practitioner that works at a local hospital here that says their hospital has warned them that there will be if things continue to go this way within the next 90 days, there'll be a 10 to 15% reduction of medical staff at the hospitals. That's a problem. Yep. That's a problem because they're understaffed already.
No, actually, well, that's the question, right? Are they understaffed? That's a valid question. Because what happens is when you hit a recession, people are less likely to go to the doctor because they can't even afford the copay or anything that's within the donut hole. So medical usage will go down. We're heading to a recession that we haven't hit since the early '80s, and it's going to take a president.
Yeah, this is not like 08. This is not like 08 where the housing bubble collapsed. This is much worse than that.
Well, and again, we're not going to be able to spend our way out of it the way we did in 08. There's a lot of bad signs. So if you're invested, find something that you believe is inflation-proof. Even gold is going down right now, which is I find kind of crazy. But find something, and then just hold on and buy the dips if you can afford to.
But if you can't afford to, that's the issue.
Gold will spike today because of these inflationary numbers. So
you know what?
Go up
you know it's going to go down today? The stock market.
Everything.
The market will go down today.
You talk about HCA. I own a lot of HCA because of my wife. It dropped 5 points yesterday.
7.5% increase in credit usage 1 month to the next.
That's an instant sign. And again, look around. Remember, everything was help wanted. All those signs are gone now.
So I just got this from a listener. Monroe Regional was on bed lockdown Wednesday night because they did not have the staff to cover the number of open beds that they have. So there's a shortage of nurses at the hospital right now. He said, and that's not conjecture. I was there. That's what I was told by the nursing staff.
Well, and the reason I hesitated on the staffing shortage, it's a specific skill staffing shortage.
Right, nurses. Right.
Right. People that work in the laboratory, radiologists, stuff like that. Very highly specialized.
Which, by the way, when you say hospital staff, all people think about are doctors, nurses, and technicians. They don't think about the janitorial staff. They don't think about the cafeteria staff and all. So when you say the hospital staff is short, all people are thinking about is, there's no nurses. That's what people...
Well, there are already several hospital systems throughout the Southeast that have put in a hiring freeze for what they call non-direct patient care positions. So there'll always be a need for nurses.
Bottom line, folks, we're in a mess. And if you think that just because somebody tells you the economy's great, that it's rebuilding, don't believe the hype. All I tell you is when you go to the voting booth in November, if your wallet's better now than it was to the last voting cycle, national voting cycle, vote to keep the status quo. If it's not better or if it's much, much worse, you got to vote for change. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what party you're in. That's the bottom line. Galen, we're up against the break. Where's the Bloodmobile?
Sure. Hey, Bloodmobile today, we're actually out at the Shores. So come check us out there at the Walmart. And as always, we're right at lifesouth.org, right on the boulevard. Been there for over almost 40 years now. So please, just give to get the life, donate the life.
Talk to you tomorrow. Talk to you next week.
All right, bye.
We'll be right back on WOCA 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Last night's made-for-TV January 6th show this morning is being called a cover-up of Democrat decisions. Representative Jim Banks on Fox News this morning.
This committee is a cover-up. It's not just a cover-up from distracting from the issues that the American people are demanding that we focus on, like $5.25 a gallon of gas in my hometown in Columbia City, Indiana. But it's a cover-up of Nancy Pelosi's roles and responsibilities as Speaker of the House and oversight of the Capitol Police and Capitol Security. She has documents in her office about why the National Guard was called off because of, quote, bad optics that she refused to give up to the bipartisan Senate Homeland Security Committee.
The Consumer Price Index, released just minutes ago, indicates the U.S. economy is continuing to fail. May's price increase is another 1%. USA Radio News.
If you were lied to when buying a timeshare and want out, you need my help. Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started the timeshare cancellation industry by exposing the ugly truth about timeshare and giving folks the straight facts. I've been fighting the timeshare giants ever since, so no one knows this industry better than me and my team. Today, we have 383 employees and have saved our clients an average of $65,000 in lifetime payments. Imagine putting those timeshare dollars back in your pocket. If you were told at a timeshare presentation that this was available today and today only, that timeshare was a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, call my office now. I guarantee you, if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-486-9600. 800-486-9600. 800-486-9600.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's time for Farm and Ranch headlines on the Southeast AgNet. I'm Tyron Spearman reporting. The U.S. Peanut Federation was busy this week appearing before a subcommittee. This special subcommittee was talking about trade priorities for U.S. farmers. In making the comments, Carla Baker Thompson spoke on behalf of the U.S. peanut farmers, buying points, and shellers to talk about the trade issues that are going on at this time. She said during her presentation, a look at present export markets for peanuts shows some of the issues we're facing. She said our best markets, and also those with most potential for growth, are the markets that pay premium prices. These markets provide prices that are profitable for exporters and have an impact on grower prices. Unfortunately, she said, some of these best markets are not healthy. The Canadian market saw an increase of U.S. peanut share until 2013, when we saw a dramatic decrease. In the last few years, the Canadian market has started to recover for U.S. exports, especially